guys, so this is going to be part 2. We did not realize we were going to talk about so much stuff.
Yeah, we did. We covered a lot. I hope you guys are getting useful information and helpful tips and stuff and advice on things.
We want to make sure that we just reiterate that these are our experiences in life, and obviously we don't want to offend anybody, so if your experience is different, then okay. But here is part 2.
So much to tackle, so much to talk about that people don't want to talk about, especially from small towns. Being a teenager, a lot of things that go on in the life of a gay teenager and why you don't come out is related to everyone around you, the adults around you. And I've said this before, and people are like, well, what do you mean? The adults around you as a gay teenager directly affect what you're doing at the time. Why? Because of molestation and abuse, because of aggression and anger, and because you don't have the option to escape. So everything that you do as a gay teen is directly affecting the people around you. I'll give you a great example, a real life example. I'm gonna just scratch out the names.
Okay.
So, to be abused sexually and mentally by a family member is definitely alive and real right now in several of the small towns surrounding Madison, Georgia.
Okay.
And it's passed down, and it's something that's not okay. So then when your parents find out that this is actually true and that it's going on, they tell you not to tell anybody. Because what happens in the house stays in the house. Have we ever heard that before?
That's the black mentality.
It's like a pride.
What goes on here stays here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So this young man was abused, right, by his uncle, and then when they found out that it was true, his parents told him not to say anything to anybody ever. So you mean to tell me that from the age of 8 years old until 17 years old, your uncle has ass, and nobody is supposed to know? Your parents don't want you to tell anybody because they don't want their image in town to be tarnished.
What?
So they sacrificed the well-being of their son for
their image
in a small town in church.
Oh my God.
Their image, their
Come
pride.
on, Madison, Georgia. Yes, ma'am. So it makes no sense. So these are real life situations that you can go off of. These things happen.
They happen.
A person who has been abused from 8 all the way up until 17 was told not to ever mention it to anybody. Finally, he was like, he was like just 16, because we were in high school at the time when this happened. So.
Oh my God.
Big fight and everything at the house, but told him not to tell nobody. Don't ever tell anybody. And it's like, when you don't know anything and you don't know anybody else, what do you do?
Right. And then it leaves you can't even trust your parents now.
You cannot, because church. Have you ever heard the hashtag church hurt?
Church hurt.
Yes.
Now what does that mean?
Church folks. This is what this is. Church folks. Sweep it under the rug. And so I say that to say this. Coming out in high school is not easy, because sometimes you don't have the option. And even your parents can directly affect that.
Yeah. Whew.
And with you talking about church hurt, that's what's so vital and important with us, especially in having a church that is accepting of gay people, not tolerant of gay people.
Right.
There's a difference. They are accepting of gay people. There are gay people that are preaching. I mean, there's several things, and not just that you need to go to a gay church, but you need to find a church that is accepting of you.
Right.
Because God would not want these parents to be telling their child to not say anything about their abuse. That is not a Christian mentality. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But how could you go off of what your image is at church or in your town, and like he said, be willing to sacrifice the well-being of your child?
Because they don't have anything else, and they're too old to start over in another town. So I mean, you have to hold on to what you have. You have to weigh the options. You have to see how to deal with it. And in their mind, that was the easiest way to deal with it, to sweep it underneath the rug. Because, you know, especially in small towns, especially in the small town that we live in, that's a scandal, baby. Woo.
Well, and then here's another thing to play off of that. I wouldn't want to be a part of a church or around people that would so-called be my friends or my confidants if they could not handle the fact that someone else abused my child and I was going to handle it.
Right.
Right.
You know, like, I would not want to be friends with someone that would not understand that I about killed somebody because they hurt my child.
Right. I mean, sexual abuse in general, taking out the gay or straight part of it, I think sexual abuse in children in small towns and all over the world, actually, it's not talked about enough.
No, yeah. That's
right?
true.
It's not brought to the surface enough until everyone is adults. You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, 25 years ago, you know, I was being touched.
Yep.
You know, I said something, but my parents didn't believe me.
Right.
Yep.
And that's another thing, too. It may be the parents' own reflection of themselves feeling like, why didn't I protect my child? Why didn't I know this was going on? So a shame of them feeling like people are going to think they're bad parents as well. Maybe that could be another aspect.
Yeah.
Accountability. A lot of parents don't want to take accountability for their mistakes. A lot of hurt and stuff is passed down from generation to generation, and nobody actually deals with the pain, so nobody heals from anything.
Yeah.
So they just continue on in a numb state of pain. And it just affects everybody. It affects everybody. I particularly didn't come out in high school because I didn't feel the need to.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't feel like I needed to. It's not that I was really afraid of anything, because I literally had a whole army. So it happens in high school. It's gonna happen, especially when people suspect that you're gay.
Yeah.
But we had another very loud, outspoken person who kind of overshadowed me anyway. So I kind of felt like I escaped a lot of bullying because there was another person there. So I'm not gonna say.
This guy.
But, you know, and I kind of, you know, that person just kind of took all the gay shine away from me. So it's not going to be hard to figure that one out, but whatever. There were a couple of guys, right, while I was in high school who would, in passing in the hallways, would like kind of mumble some things, or like in the lunchroom, they would kind of crack jokes here and there, but they knew they couldn't take it too far.
Okay.
Right? Like, you couldn't run up on me. Right? Nobody ever tried to run up on me because
and that's what
Taylor claimed.
That's what I was telling Cole. I was like, he didn't really get picked on. That's what I was like.
I didn't.
We didn't get picked on.
I really didn't get picked on. Now, some of the other kids, as you know, some of them really got picked on bad.
Yeah.
They really did, like day after day after day.
Yeah.
But to run up on me was to run up on a whole group of people, so you might not want to do that. I felt safe, but I was not completely safe, right? There were certain spaces to where, you know, I wasn't safe, and I've been exposed to, especially out on the street, like around Green Meadows, you know, on the other side of town in the projects, you know, you just randomly walk in. Yeah. And I've actually had, this actually happened to me personally, walking through Green Meadows, car ride by, and they threw a cup of what I believe it was beer or something out the window on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a teenager.
But as a teenager, you had the awareness to know that you felt safe, but you weren't completely safe.
Right. I knew that in certain spaces I wasn't safe.
Right.
I knew that at any point in time, you got to be ready to fight.
Yeah.
Because somebody's mouth might get too slick and you got to slap the shit out of somebody.
Right.
And I don't think that children need to grow up in that environment, especially being gay, to where you feel like if you're not with a group of family, you might have to fight your way out of something.
Yeah.
Right? And then on top of that, you find out that the same guys that are tormenting you are the same guys that want to tap on your window and come through the window later that night.
Oh.
That's the hard part, because you're so confused. Because what you seem to find out is that the guys in high school, or in general, because they take it with them throughout their whole lives, that are picking on you, that are tormenting you, that are pushing and shoving you, are those same guys who want to hook up with you.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, because it has never failed me. So you did all of this picking, you did all of this bullying to come bust it down.
Because you like me.
Right, because you like me. Or because they feel threatened. A lot of times, the loudest one in the room is the gayest one in the room.
Oh, okay.
Trying to show off for their woman or trying to show off for their wife, because in their mind, if they say it enough, I don't like gay people.
It won't be
gay
true.
people, their wife or their girlfriend is going to be like, oh, no, I know my boyfriend not gay. He don't even like gay people. Wrong. He giving blowjobs at the park.
Oh, God, Todd.
And so, see, I feel like that is a difference with the gender as far as male, female, like gay, lesbian. I never felt like lesbians did anything like that. Did you?
No, have to be like secretive?
Or like picking on people if they like them, things like that. Like,
yeah. No.
No, I agree with you on that one. Now, what I will say is you better not be looking at no other, nobody else ass though, because the next thing you know, here comes a stud. So bust you across your head. Out of nowhere, here come a chair. Damn, I was just looking.
This guy.
I was gonna say her sneakers was nice. No, don't say nothing. I'm like, come on, y'all, calm down. Don't look at nobody, girlfriend. You're gonna get buzzed across your head.
well, as far as you in high school, I know you didn't feel the need to come out, but you were also like homecoming queen and
I was very popular.
Things like that. So do you feel like people knew you were gay? But
no, I was considered a tomboy.
Okay.
Right.
Just a tomboy.
I mean, the gay people knew she was gay, but
yeah.
But like
we all knew each
regular.
other.
Yeah.
But yeah. But other than that tomboy, athletic, did all dress.
I remember how nice you looked in your dress.
This
too.
guy.
I know, all that hair. Oh my God! And you had the little swoop. Ooh.
When I tell people that she was homecoming queen, they're like, no.
Yes, she was very, very popular. I mean, like a very, very popular. She was like one of the most popular girls and the most popular guys I knew.
So, question then, you never had a time where you felt like you liked someone and you wanted to pursue that?
In my high school?
In high school. You never pursued anybody?
No.
Was it because you were scared?
Scared.
Because you weren't out, so were you scared of losing a friendship, or?
No, I guess so, but I just didn't want people, because they had I knew how people think, like with straight people. I want to say straight people that, oh, she's looking at me. Oh, no, I'm not. Not everybody. We're not attracted to all women,
right?
So I didn't want that perception brought on me. If I were to come out of high school.
Say that again. I want you to say that one more time. We're not attracted to all women. That's a solid point.
I don't like all y'all. So especially me doing sports, and we're always like in the locker rooms undressing,
right?
And I was always like active and stuff, and had to be around people.
So your compassion or your passion for your sports and things like that kind of kept you from pursuing that because you felt like it would cause awkwardness between you and your teammates.
Everybody knows.
And it would have.
Yeah.
Because I was literally involved in every group. I can go from the gothic to the cheerleaders to the. I mean, I can go the nerd. Like I was bouncing. I could bounce through any group. So I didn't.
Child, they would have let you serve lunch.
Yeah. So,
literally, they would have let you go back there and scoop out everybody's lunch.
I mean, she's gone back to the high school and helped coach the basketball girls.
Yeah, I can do that now.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's how valuable you were. That people felt you were.
Yeah. So I didn't need that added label. But that's what it is. I didn't want that label.
That's a good word because we've talked before about not liking labels.
Yeah. To them, I'm just niche. I don't want to be niche the gay girl coming. You know?
Yeah.
Just niche.
I mean, that's my thing. I don't even want to call myself gay or lesbian. Like I'm just me, and I try to, as you say, not be disrespectful to people, but I just don't know all these terms and stuff, and I need to be better, I guess.
I will respect everyone's label.
Right.
2 or 3 drinks in.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious, especially because lesbians and gay men and transgender, everybody has their own label.
Yes.
And just to jump back on topic, how does that affect teenagers? Because I think that they're coming up with a lot of these things. The new gay, generation coming up way back behind us. This is where a lot of this stuff is coming from. Because they have different ways of thinking about it. They're reimagining how to be gay, which I think is great. It's awesome because each generation has reimagined and pushed our rights forward.
Right.
So their whole label movement has actually only pushed us forward. So I respect that.
Right. I feel like too, as far as like younger kids, because there are, not just talking about high school, there are kids in middle school and grade school even that are coming forward and saying that they are gay,
drag queen,
or whatever. And to me, with all the labels, I don't know if it's because I grew up in a small town, I think I would feel more confused.
What, with someone younger? Because you're definitely saying they're going through a phase.
Well, the thing is, we're more confused because we didn't come up with it. They understand it because they created it.
Right.
So, they understand it because, I'll give you another example. When the cell phone came out, we got it because it came out in our generation. The other people were like, what the hell is this? We don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Right. So, as new technology comes out, the older people, which we're now the older people.
I know.
Don't understand it.
Oh my God.
We're that group now.
Right, we are that group now. When you have to roll over, put your feet on the side of the bed for 20 minutes before you wake up, you are the old people.
That's true.
I tell people I don't even wake up gay every morning. I wake up tired and then I take a shower and I'm gay.
Okay.
Yeah, go out, people in the world, and when you do see young gay people, reach out to them and let them know that they do have outlets. Even if they don't have an outlet, that, like I said earlier, make it to college. You're not going to be at home forever. Don't kill yourself. You can grow outside of family. You can grow outside of a community. I did it. I grew outside of Madison, Georgia. I grew outside of my family and I'm successful. I'm happily and openly gay and I made it. Everybody can make it. So I don't think that anybody should be killing themselves, losing their lives. Find a support system. Just don't run away.
Right.
Don't do that because it's how people get chopped up on the black market. But, I go out to support groups. I go out to the young people and just talk to them and let them know that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Somebody is there to help you. Keep it intact.
And I'm and in the description box down below.
Use a condom.
What?
That is important.
That
too.
is important.
That is
Thank
very
you,
important.
Todd.
And brush your teeth.
We're gonna put his contact information down in the description box. So if you guys want to contact Todd and you have any questions or you need to just communicate with someone, give him a call.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Just don't ask me about no names.
Okay.
We're also going to, we'll probably put up on the screen the suicide prevention hotline, as well as we're going to try to find a good hotline for LGBTQ teens.
Yes.
So that is
Awesome.
available for you.
And we'll put all that information down in the description box. So you guys make sure you, once this video is done, make sure you check out all the information down below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like today's video, give it a big thumbs up. And until next time, be blessed,
Be kind.
make a difference.